The sleek diplomatic vessel of the Galactic Council cut through Earth's atmosphere, its chrome hull reflecting the morning sunlight. Ambassador Jin-Ho Park stood at the observation deck, his elaborate robes rustling as he watched the approaching cityscape of Seoul. His heart raced with anticipation, though his face remained composed as befitting a council representative. Primitive species usually panic at first contact, his aide whispered, checking data on a holographic display. Yet their air traffic control guided us perfectly to this landing zone. Jin-Ho nodded, his eyes fixed on the gleaming skyscrapers below. This wasn't what they expected. Intelligence suggested Earth had only achieved basic spaceflight 50 years ago. Their reports showed occasional ventures to their moon and a few primitive satellites. Yet below them stretched a metropolis that rivaled the Council's most advanced worlds. The ship touched down in a designated area surrounded by a crowd of humans in formal attire. Security drones hovered discreetly overhead, their sensors scanning for threats. Jin-Ho straightened his ceremonial collar, taking a deep breath before the exit ramp lowered. The air that hit his face was clean, filtered. Another surprise. Most developing worlds struggled with pollution at this stage. A delegation of humans approached, led by a woman in a crisp black suit. She carried herself with the confidence of someone used to dealing with foreign dignitaries. Ambassador Park, she said in perfect galactic standard, bowing slightly. I am Lee Soo-jin, Chief Representative of Earth's United Nations. Welcome to our world. Jin-Ho couldn't hide his surprise. You speak standard. We've been studying your transmissions for some time. Soo-jin replied with a slight smile. Please follow me. We have prepared a reception worthy of the Galactic Council. As they walked through the city, Jin-Ho's confusion grew. Magnetic levitation trains glided silently overhead. Citizens wore advanced biotechnology, augments openly. Holographic advertisements floated at intersections, yet according to Council intelligence, Earth should barely have mastered nuclear fission. The reception hall was equally impressive, its architecture a perfect blend of traditional Korean design and modern engineering. As they sat down to discuss diplomatic relations, Jin-Ho noticed something odd, or rather, the absence of something. Representative Lee, he said carefully, your technological progress is remarkable. Yet we detect no significant space fleet, no orbital defenses. Surely a civilization at your level would prioritize such security. Soo-jin's smile remained perfectly diplomatic. Earth believes in peaceful development, Ambassador. We focus our resources on improving life for our citizens. But Jin-Ho had been a diplomat too long to miss the subtle signs. The quick glances between Earth's military officers, the slight tension in their posture when space defense was mentioned. They were hiding something. The meeting continued with discussions of trade and cultural exchange, but Jin-Ho's mind kept returning to the disparity between intelligence reports and reality. As the day drew to a close, he sent a coded message to the Council. Earth was far more advanced than expected, yet mysteriously unprotected in space. What he didn't see was Soo-jin's own coded message, sent deep beneath the lunar surface. They suspect nothing. Proceed as planned. Looking out over the city that night from his luxury suite, Jin-Ho watched the advanced vehicles streaming through the air in ordered lanes. His people had come expecting to find savages, perhaps to guide them toward civilization. Instead, they found equals, or perhaps something more. He couldn't shake the feeling that Earth's apparent lack of space military presence was too convenient, too carefully presented. But proving it would be another matter entirely. For now, he would watch, wait, and report back to the Council that Earth was either remarkably naive about galactic politics or dangerously clever. In the morning, they would begin formal negotiations for Earth's integration into the Galactic Council. Jin-Ho didn't know it yet, but his report about Earth's missing fleet would soon become the most important document in recent galactic history. High above, hidden by technology beyond the Council's understanding, Earth's real power waited silently in the darkness of space. The morning sun cast long shadows across Seoul's Global Defense Center as Ambassador Jin-ho Park prepared to deliver the Council's ultimatum. The massive building, with its reinforced walls and quantum-shielded windows, seemed to mock the very message he was about to deliver. Commander Kim Ta-woo sat across the polished conference table, his military uniform adorned with medals that Jin-ho didn't recognize. President Lee stood at the window, hands clasped behind his back, watching the city below. The room's tension could have been cut with a knife. The Galactic Council, Jin-ho began, his voice steady, has reached a decision regarding Earth's status. He activated a holographic display showing the Council's seal. Your technological advancement, while impressive, lacks the proper oversight that comes with Council membership. Ta-woo's face remained impassive, but his fingers drummed once on the table, a gesture that didn't escape Jin-ho's notice. The Council delegation shifted uncomfortably in their seats as Earth's representatives showed no sign of concern. Therefore, Jin-ho continued, Earth must submit to Council authority within 7 standard days. This includes full disclosure of all military capabilities, technological achievements, and immediate integration into our defense network. He paused, letting the gravity of his words sink in. Failure to comply will result in appropriate measures. President Lee turned from the window, a slight smile playing at the corners of his mouth. Appropriate measures, Ambassador. Perhaps you could elaborate. The calm in Lee's voice unsettled Jin-ho more than any angry outburst would have. His aide, visibly nervous, pulled up another holographic display showing the Council's military might. Thousands of warships spread across the galaxy. The Council maintains peace through strength, Jin-ho explained. Those who refuse membership often find themselves facing economic sanctions, or in extreme cases, military intervention. Commander Kim Ta-woo finally spoke, his voice carrying an almost amused tone. And how many worlds have faced such intervention, Ambassador? 17 in the past century, Jin-ho replied sharply. None survived as independent entities. President Lee walked to the table, his movements deliberate and unhurried. Interesting. And these 17 worlds, did they have anything in common? Jin-ho felt a bead of sweat form on his forehead. Something about their reactions wasn't right. They were all technologically advanced enough to pose a potential threat, yet refused to acknowledge Council authority. Like us? Ta-woo asked, exchanging a knowing look with the president. Precisely, Jin-ho said, trying to regain control of the conversation, which is why we expect your full cooperation. President Lee sat down, folding his hands on the table. Ambassador, have you ever wondered why Earth, with all its apparent technological advancement, has no visible space fleet? The question caught Jin-ho off guard. It was the same mystery that had bothered him since arrival. We assumed you focused your resources elsewhere. Assumptions, Commander Kim said softly, can be dangerous things. President Lee leaned forward. We'll need time to consider your ultimatum, Ambassador. Shall we say 6 days? Jin-ho wanted to demand an immediate answer, but something in their composed demeanor made him hesitate. The Council grants you 6 days, he said finally, trying to maintain an authoritative tone. As the delegation left the defense center, Jin-ho's aide whispered, Sir, their reaction, it wasn't normal. Most species show fear, anger, at least some emotion when threatened. Jin-ho watched as President Lee and Commander Kim spoke quietly by the window, both still wearing those unsettling slight smiles. No, he agreed, it wasn't normal at all. What Jin-ho couldn't know was that deep beneath the lunar surface, Earth's real response to the ultimatum was already beginning. Commander Kim's subtle hand gesture during the meeting had activated a series of commands that would soon change the galaxy forever. The Council delegation departed, their unease growing with each step. They had delivered ultimatums to many worlds before, but never had they faced such calm in the face of overwhelming threat. As their ship lifted off, Jin-Ho couldn't shake the feeling that they had just made a terrible mistake. They would learn the truth in 6 days, but by then, it would be too late. General Park Minji's boots echoed through the vast underground chamber as she conducted her daily inspection of Earth's hidden fleet. The lunar shipyards, carved deep beneath the moon's surface, stretched for kilometers in every direction. Massive warships hung in zero-gravity docks, their dark hulls absorbing light rather than reflecting it. "Status report," she commanded, approaching Colonel Yoon Jaehwa's monitoring station. "Stealth systems functioning at peak efficiency." "General," Jaehwa responded, his fingers dancing across holographic controls. "The Council's scanners still can't penetrate our quantum shroud. They remain completely unaware of our presence." Minji allowed herself a small smile. For 50 years, Earth had prepared in secret. The recovered alien ship that crashed in 1947 had given humanity a head start. But human innovation had taken that technology far beyond its original capabilities. The Council's own stealth systems were primitive compared to what Earth had developed. "Show me the Artemis Division," she ordered. A massive hologram sprang to life, displaying hundreds of battleships hidden in the dark side of the moon. Each vessel incorporated technology that would make the Council's scientists weep with envy. The ships weren't just hidden. They were invisible to every known form of detection. "Remember when we could barely reach orbit?" Jaehwa mused, adjusting the stealth field harmonics. "Now look at us. 10,000 ships, each capable of taking on an entire Council battle fleet." Minji walked to the observation window overlooking the main construction bay. Below, robots worked tirelessly, assembling yet another dreadnought. "The Council thinks we're defenseless. Their intelligence suggests we barely have space flight capability." "Their arrogance blinds them," Jaehwa replied. "They never considered that a primitive species could develop technology superior to theirs." A warning light flashed on the console. "Council scout ship passing through the outer system," Jaehwa reported, adjusting shroud frequencies. They watched as the alien vessel passed nearby, its sensors completely blind to the massive fleet surrounding it. Earth had learned long ago that the best defense wasn't just invisibility. It was making your enemies believe you had no defense at all. "The recovered ship taught us something crucial," Minji said, watching the Council vessel disappear into space. "It showed us what was possible, but more importantly, it showed us what they feared. They fear a species that can match their technology. So we made sure they never saw our progress." The underground base thrummed with power as another stealth field generator came online. In hangars stretching for miles, crews performed maintenance on ships that officially didn't exist. Each vessel represented decades of secret development, combining alien technology with human ingenuity. 5 decades of preparation, Jaehwa murmured. "Sometimes I wonder what they'll think when they finally see what we've built." Minji's expression hardened. "They've given us their ultimatum. Soon they'll learn why Earth didn't bother with visible defenses." She activated her neural link, connecting to the fleet's command network. Status reports flooded her mind. Every ship ready, every crew prepared. "The Council believes they're dealing with a naive species," she said. "They think our calm response to their threats means we're weak. They don't realize we've been waiting for this moment." A signal flashed across the command center, a message from Earth's surface. The Council's ultimatum had been received, and Earth's leadership had begun the countdown to revelation. 6 days, Minji announced. "In 6 days, we show them everything." Jaehwa nodded, his fingers making final adjustments to the stealth systems that had kept humanity's greatest secret hidden for half a century. Deep beneath the lunar surface, Earth's true power waited in darkness, ready to change the galaxy forever. The Council had no idea that their ultimatum wasn't a threat to Earth. It was exactly what Earth had been waiting for. Soon, very soon, they would understand just how badly they had underestimated humanity. Ambassador Jin-Ho Park stood in Seoul's Global Defense Center, finishing his final warning to Earth's leaders. 6 days had passed since the ultimatum, and Earth's continued calm had only strengthened the Council's resolve. Behind him, the holographic display showed the Council's fleet positioning for a show of force. "Your time has expired," he declared. "The Council requires your immediate submission." President Lee sat at his desk, appearing completely undisturbed. Without a word, he pressed a single red button on his console. Jin Ho's aide smirked at what seemed like a meaningless gesture. High above Earth, Captain Han Jai-yun stood on the bridge of her flagship, the Prometheus. Her crew waited at their stations, fingers hovering over controls. When the signal came from the surface, she nodded once. "Activate the quantum beacon," she commanded. "Disengage stealth systems." The effect was immediate and stunning. Throughout the solar system, ships began appearing as if by magic. First dozens, then hundreds, then thousands materialized from seemingly empty space. The Council's sensors exploded with readings as Earth's hidden fleet revealed itself. In the defense center, Jin Ho's aides stumbled backward as their portable scanners overloaded. "Impossible," he whispered. "These readings, these ships." The holographic display that had shown the Council's fleet now revealed the true scale of Earth's power. 10,000 warships, each larger and more advanced than anything the Council possessed, had surrounded the solar system in a perfect defensive sphere. What is this?" Jin Ho demanded, his diplomatic composure cracking. President Lee finally stood. "This, Ambassador, is why we never needed visible defenses. Your sensors couldn't detect our ships because your technology is 50 years behind ours." On the Prometheus, Jai-yun watched as the Council's ships scrambled to defensive positions. Their movements seemed almost primitive compared to her fleet's capabilities. "Old positions," she ordered. "Let them see everything." The Council vessels looked like toys compared to Earth's warships. Each human vessel bristled with weapon systems that the Council's scientists had deemed theoretically impossible. Their hulls incorporated materials unknown to galactic engineering. "How?" Jin Ho asked, his voice barely a whisper. "Our intelligence showed exactly what we wanted it to show," President Lee replied. "Since 1947, when we recovered our first alien ship, Earth has prepared in secret. We knew the Council would come eventually. We knew you would threaten us, so we made sure you never saw our true strength." In space, Jai-yun's fleet maintained their perfect formation. Council scanners frantically tried to analyze the human ships, but most of the technology remained incomprehensible to their sensors. "The Council has threatened 17 worlds before us," President Lee continued. "We studied each case. We learned from their mistakes. They tried to match your visible strength. We chose a different path." Jin Ho watched as more ships continued to appear. Each vessel represented decades of hidden technological advancement. The Council's ultimatum had been based on a catastrophic miscalculation. "Your terms are rejected, Ambassador," President Lee said calmly. "Instead, we have terms of our own. The galaxy is about to change." Above them, Captain Jai-yun allowed herself a small smile as she watched the Council ships retreat to safe distances. Humanity's greatest secret was finally revealed, and the balance of power in the galaxy had shifted in an instant. The Council had come expecting to find a primitive world ready for conquest. Instead, they found themselves facing the most powerful fleet the galaxy had ever seen. Earth's patience and secrecy had paid off, and now the real negotiations could begin. Admiral Kang Do-hyun stood in the massive demonstration chamber aboard the flagship Prometheus, facing the stunned Council delegation. Behind him, a piece of technology recovered from the 1947 crash site floated in a containment field, its alien metal still pristine after decades. "This," he gestured to the artifact, "was our beginning. But what we created from it." He pressed a control, and the chamber filled with holographic displays of Earth's technological achievements. Dr. Choi Yun-ae stepped forward, her research team's badges gleaming under the lights. "The crashed vessel taught us about quantum mechanics, but we took it further. While you perfected faster-than-light travel, We developed quantum folding, allowing our ships to exist in multiple spaces simultaneously. The Council scientists watched in disbelief as she demonstrated. A small probe split into 5 versions of itself, each occupying the same space yet remaining distinct. Your stealth technology relies on bending light. Ours makes our ships exist in quantum superposition. Admiral Kang activated another display, showing the evolution of Earth's propulsion systems. Your ships tear through space. Ours slide between its layers, more efficient, more powerful, and completely undetectable to conventional sensors. Impossible, one Council scientist muttered. The energy requirements alone. Dark energy harvesting, Dr. Choi explained, bringing up schematics of massive collectors hidden throughout the solar system. While you focused on fusion power, we learned to tap into the universe's fundamental forces. The demonstration continued as Earth revealed technology after technology. Weapons that didn't just defeat shields, they temporarily erased the laws of physics that made shields possible. Communication systems that operated outside normal spacetime, allowing instant coordination across any distance. But our greatest achievement, Admiral Kang said, was keeping all of this hidden. Every advance, every breakthrough, concealed behind a carefully constructed facade of primitive spaceflight. Dr. Choi's team activated their final demonstration. A full-size battleship materialized in the chamber, its systems showcasing technology the Council had thought impossible for centuries to come. We didn't just study the crashed ship, she explained. We let it guide us toward understanding the universe in ways your Council never imagined. Human creativity combined with alien knowledge created something entirely new. The Council delegation struggled to process what they were seeing. Centuries of assumed technological superiority crumbled before their eyes. Earth hadn't just caught up to their level. It had surpassed it in ways they couldn't comprehend. Admiral Kang watched their reactions with quiet satisfaction. The Council assumed authority based on technological supremacy. That assumption ends today. As the demonstration concluded, Dr. Choi shared one final revelation. Schematics showing technology Earth had developed but not yet implemented. Ideas that would reshape the galaxy's understanding of physics itself. The message was clear. Earth hadn't just been hiding its fleet. It had been hiding an entirely new era of technological advancement, waiting for the right moment to reveal its true power. The gap between Earth and Council technology wasn't just wide. It was revolutionary. And now, the galaxy would never be the same. The Grand Council chambers fell into chaos as Ambassador Jinho Park delivered his report. The massive holographic displays showed Earth's revealed fleet, causing angry shouts and fearful whispers among the gathered representatives of 1,000 worlds. Earth has deceived us all, one council member shouted, pounding his fist on the ornate table. They built this fleet in secret while pretending to be primitive. Representative Song Minho stood calmly in the center of the chamber, his Earth diplomatic uniform a stark contrast to the elaborate robes around him. We did not deceive. We protected ourselves while developing our own path. Now, we offer a different future. Ambassador Kim Hae-jin, representing one of the smaller civilizations on the Outer Rim, leaned forward with interest. Her people had long chafed under Council dominance. What kind of future does Earth propose? Minho activated a holographic display showing a new galactic structure. An alliance of equals, shared technology, mutual defense, and respect for sovereignty. No more forced submissions or threatened interventions. The Council chambers grew quiet as the implications sank in. Earth wasn't seeking revenge or domination. They were offering protection to the very civilizations the Council had long controlled. This is outrageous, the High Counselor bellowed. You cannot simply reshape centuries of galactic order. Actually, Hae-jin spoke up, standing to join Minho. They can. My civilization pledges alliance with Earth. Her declaration sent fresh waves of shock through the chamber. More representatives began standing, particularly from smaller worlds. Each had suffered under Council demands, watching their resources drained and autonomy stripped. Earth's offer of protection, backed by superior technology, provided an alternative they'd never dared hope for. Minho watched as the chamber divided. The powerful council worlds clustered together, their ancient authority crumbling. The smaller civilizations gravitated toward Earth's proposal, seeking freedom from centuries of control. Your fleet may be powerful, the High Counselor warned, but you cannot protect them all. Our sensors suggest otherwise. Minho replied calmly. Earth's ships are already in position throughout the galaxy. We've been preparing this transition for decades. Hai Jin's eyes widened. You knew this day would come. We studied the Council's history, Minho explained. We knew smaller worlds would seek alliance once they saw our strength. That's why we developed technologies to protect them all. The power shift happened faster than anyone expected. Within hours, dozens of civilizations had pledged allegiance to Earth's alliance. The Council's grip on the galaxy weakened with each declaration. By day's end, the galaxy's political landscape had transformed. The Council Chamber, once the seat of absolute power, now held two distinct factions, the old guard clinging to tradition, and a new alliance built on Earth's promise of protection and progress. Ambassador Park watched it all with a mix of awe and resignation. The Council's worst fear had come true, not through violence or conquest, but through the simple offer of a better way. Earth's patience had paid off. Their hidden fleet had sparked the change, but it was their vision of a more equitable galaxy that truly shifted the balance of power. Supreme Commander Li Jinwu stood at the observation deck of Earth's new Galactic Cooperation Center, watching ships from 100 worlds dock at the massive space station. 5 years had passed since Earth revealed its fleet, and the galaxy had transformed beyond recognition. Another breakthrough from Dr. Choi's team, his aide reported, handing over a data tablet. They've successfully taught the Centaurians how to implement quantum folding technology. Their first ships will launch next month. Jinwu nodded with satisfaction. Earth's promise to share technology wasn't empty words. They were actively helping allied worlds advance. Dr. Choi's scientific exchange program had already elevated dozens of civilizations to new technological heights. In the reformed council chambers below, President Song addressed representatives from across the galaxy. The old council's ornate throne had been replaced by a circular table, symbolizing the new era of equality. Together, we've achieved what the old council claimed was impossible, Song declared. Peaceful cooperation between worlds of different technological levels, free exchange of knowledge, mutual defense without domination. The gathered representatives, once divided between powerful and weak worlds, now sat as equals. Earth's protection had given smaller civilizations the confidence to develop their own paths, while access to advanced technology helped them defend themselves. Jinwu remembered the early days after Earth's reveal, when many feared they would become the very thing they had opposed. Instead, under his guidance, Earth's fleet became peacekeepers rather than conquerors. They intervened only to prevent aggression, maintain stability, and protect developing worlds. Dr. Choi entered the observation deck, her team's latest projects displayed in floating holograms around her. The genetic enhancement techniques we developed are helping the Proxima colonies adapt to their new world, she reported. And our quantum communication network now reaches the galaxy's outer rim. And the old council worlds? Jinwu asked. Most have joined our alliance, she replied. They've seen that cooperation brings greater benefits than control. The few holdouts are gradually coming around as their neighbors prosper. Below them, ships of all designs moved through space together. Earth vessels flew alongside newly built ships from allied worlds, their combined technologies creating something greater than either could achieve alone. The galaxy had entered a new age. Earth's hidden fleet had sparked the change, but it was humanity's vision of unity that sustained it. Where the old council saw only power and control, Earth had shown that true strength came from cooperation and mutual growth. President Song concluded his address, and the chamber erupted in applause. Representatives from worlds that once cowered before council threats now stood proud, their civilizations advancing through shared knowledge rather than force. Jinwoo smiled as he watched a group of young officers, human and alien alike, studying advanced technology together. This was the future they had waited 50 years to create. Not an empire built on fear, but an alliance founded on trust and progress. The galaxy had learned that Earth's greatest weapon wasn't its hidden fleet or advanced technology. It was the simple idea that different worlds could work together as equals, sharing knowledge and protecting each other without demanding submission. Under the light of distant stars, humanity's patience had created something unprecedented, a truly united galaxy, moving forward together into a new era of peace and discovery. End.